pigmentation of conjunctiva. It is in two sources, exogenous source and endogenous source. In exogenous source, argidosis, in which there is a black coloration of the conjunctiva due to prolonged exposure of silver nitrate eye drop or silver nitrate powder. There is a accumulation of or deposition of silver albuminate in elastic fibers of the conjunctiva. Second is siderosis, in which there is pigmentation of the conjunctiva around the impacted foreign body, in conjunctiva particularly iron. Now endogenous source. In endogenous source, by yellow discoloration of the conjunctiva occurs in jaundice. Second is pigmentation of the conjunctiva, that is melanin deposition in vitamin A deficiency, trachoma, Addison's disease, alkaptonuria, and benign and malignant melanoma of conjunctiva. So these are the causes of pigmentation of conjunctiva. Now subconjunctival hemorrhage. The subconjunctival hemorrhage varies in minute petechial hemorrhagic spot to extensive extravasation of blood. The subconjunctival hemorrhage occurs usually exposed part of the bulbar conjunctiva, in which the conjunctiva is loosely attached to the subjacent tissue. So there is a space for accumulation of blood in subconjunctival tissue. But in case of palpebral conjunctiva, the conjunctiva is firmly adherent to the subjacent tissue. So there is no space to accumulation of blood in subconjunctival space, so free bleeding takes place. Now first in subconjunctival hemorrhage is bright red, then it becomes blackish red. Causes of subconjunctival hemorrhage: trauma, direct trauma to the eyeball causes subconjunctival hemorrhage, in which the posterior limit is visible. Second is head injury or injury to the orbit causing fracture of the wall of the orbit, in which the posterior limit of the subconjunctival hemorrhage is not visible because the blood comes from inside the orbit. So according to location or site of the trauma, if there is a fracture of the roof of the orbit, there will be hemorrhage in upper eyelid, fornix, upper fornix along the levator muscle. Second is roof of floor of the orbit. If there is a fracture of the floor of the orbit, the hemorrhage occurs in lower lip and lower fornix. If the fracture is at apex of the orbit, then hemorrhage occurs along the lateral rectus muscles. If the fracture is orbital plate of the sphenoid bone, the hemorrhage occurs, or subconjunctival hemorrhage occurs on the temporal side of the bulbar conjunctiva. So these are the causes of subconjunctival hemorrhage due to fracture of the wall of the orbit. Now hypertension or arteriosclerosis or vascular anomaly like aneurysm or varicosity of the vein, in which there is spontaneous rupture of the blood vessels and causes subconjunctival hemorrhage. Marked venous congestion due to whooping cough in children or extensive or massive compression of the vein of the chest and neck. Next is blood diseases like leukemia, purpura, hemophilia. Next is inflammation of the conjunctiva. If the conjunctivitis is due to pneumococcus or herpes simplex virus or leptospirosis icterohemorrhagica, the subconjunctival hemorrhage takes place. Acute febrile conditions like meningococcal septicemia, subacute bacterial endocarditis, measles, and hemorrhagic smallpox. So these are the causes of subconjunctival hemorrhage. Next is vicarious menstruation. During menstrual period, there is a bleeding from ear, nose, and gastrointestinal tract, and so the hemorrhage occurs in subconjunctival tissue. Next is idiopathy. The cause is not known. So in management, if the idiopathic or no vigorous injury, the hemorrhage absorbs in 21 days, that is 3 weeks. If there is a fracture, then it should be treated properly. Now, tumors of the conjunctiva, congenital and acquired. In congenital, tumor EP bulbar dermoid. EP bulbar dermoid. It is a flat oval tumor at limbus, partially encroaching the cornea and partially encroaching the conjunctiva. It consists of dense fibrous tissue containing hair follicles, sebaceous gland, sweat gland, and it is covered with stratified epithelium. Second is dermolipoma. Dermolipoma, it is a yellowish white nodule underneath the conjunctiva at the upper and outer orbit of the upper and outer angle of the orbit, and it extends inside the orbit. Treatment: excision of the tumor. Now acquired. In acquired, benign and malignant. In benign, papilloma. It is a soft raspberry-like tumor arising from any part of the conjunctiva. Second is angioma. It is a cavernous type. It appears as tortuously rounded tumor, and it is seen as dark bluish red surface. So angioma. Now malignant tumor. Epidermoid carcinoma. It occurs at limbus. It appears first as a head of the pterygium, but it grows rapidly and ulcerate. Second is malignant melanoma of the conjunctiva. It arises from nevus. It is a pigmented tumor and it is highly malignant. Next is precancerous and cancerous melanosis. There is a large area of the conjunctiva which is pigmented along with a skin, pigmentation of the skin. It is unilateral. It remains as such for a long period but cancerous changes may occur and it becomes highly malignant. So these are the malignant tumors, and management. If there is a malignant tumor, enucleation of the eye, and if there is a precancerous melanosis, exenteration of the orbit is done. Now, cyst of the conjunctiva. There are 4 types of cyst in conjunctiva. Number 1 is implantation cyst. It is due to implantation of the conjunctival epithelial cells following injury or operation on eyeball. Next, retention cyst. It is due to obstruction of the ducts of the accessory lacrimal glands. Next, lymphatic cyst. It is due to dilatation of the lymph vessels. And 4th is hydatid cyst. It is a helminthic infestation. So, management, excision. Excision of the cyst is done. Surgical excision. Cornea.
Cornea.